Megan. Leave a message and I'll call you back. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Meg. We got disconnected, so I tried to call you back. Hi, Meg.
Hi. Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. There's what the law says, and then there's the fact that nobody's going to do anything about it.
I hung up and started to call the ACLU. I just. I just can't even.
The problem here is that they haven't just done this one time, ma'am. The Dual County Sheriff's Department alone, this is the 5th time that they've done this. Every time I try to turn them in, they have me incarcerated or locked up. They wouldn't have even taken my phone call if you hadn't called first, so thank you for that.
I just can't even do. I just.
They illegally prevented me from doing it in the amount of time allotted, and now they won't do anything about it because it was fucking over, because the time allotted was expired. Of course it was expired. That's why they had me incarcerated.
Yeah.
The only person that I was allowed to call in that 10-day period, and I'm pretty sure it was after the 10 days, was Dallas. And you only get, literally, you get 1 minute on the phone. That wasn't even close to enough time to even let him know. At least I was able to let him know I was in prison in Lincoln. That was about the extent of the phone call. They did this to prevent me from having access to my funds, to prevent me from having access to the courts. It'd have been nice if they'd have let us talk to an actual attorney and explain that to the actual attorney. I mean, when she said she was going to go back and talk to the attorney, she said she was going to go talk about the protection order, but I'm fairly certain she didn't explain to the attorney the details of that protection order. They used the civil courts to prevent me from going to the criminal courts. They used the criminal courts to prevent me from going to the civil courts. Meanwhile, they lied in both, and I can't do anything but take it. They didn't even bother to look at any evidence. They just made the decision. That's the thing. It doesn't matter how illegal these things are unless somebody is going to do something about it. I'm hoping that when you call the ACLU might listen to you.
Yeah.
They pressed me with criminal charges and civil charges to illegally prevent me from going to any of my court dates. To try to peg me as somebody that I'm not. And I am stuck with it. I am stuck being abused, and I can't even call the cops. And that is how it has been this whole time. I let the Nebraska State Patrol know that I literally could not call Dual County Sheriff's Department because instead of investigating the crimes against me, that they would have me locked up either in jail or in a nuthatch. I explained that to the Nebraska State Patrol all the way in 2018. And they've done it 4 more times since then. They won't even look at the evidence. The fact that I was illegally prevented from going to my court date, it's against the law for them to do that. And then I had a public pretender who literally would not do his job. But because I'm not a human being, it doesn't matter. These rights that are supposed to be my rights don't exist. These people can do whatever they want to me. They can trump up charges anytime they want. If I try to turn in someone for assaulting me, I go to jail. If I defend myself when I'm being assaulted, I go to jail. If they break my phone, I go to jail. The proof is the fact that all of those things actually happened. It's not a figment of my imagination. Like, literally, all I can do is take abuse. I have to go to my predators to try to ask for help. The Nebraska State Patrol knew that I couldn't go to the Dual County Sheriff's Department or I would have to go through this. I called them and let them know in 2018. And in 2019 and 2020, they made me go to the Dual County Sheriff's Department about the crimes committed against me, and they have repeatedly done this. There is no legal recourse. What am I supposed to do? Kill the next person who assaults me?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to beat the hell out of these people? What am I supposed to do? These are all things they are literally allowed to do to me. If somebody assaults me, the Dual County Sheriff supports those people.
Well, and because of the fact that housing did what housing did, that prevents you from even being able to just move. I mean, you can't even. They. You don't even have any opportunity to just move. even if that was possible.
That's the thing about you being involved in so much of this and helping me to make the phone calls. I mean, the law is very specific about these things being against the law to do to a human being. It's very specific. It is illegal for them to do these things. It is especially illegal to do these things to a disabled person. But they got away with it because I'm a disabled person. There are literally laws to protect me from this situation because it took so long to get anyone on board that was actually helping. I got to deal with this for the rest of my life. I have to take the abuse for the rest of my life. I can't go see my loved ones. And I'm supposed to be fine about this. All these people who get to see their loved ones every day tell me that I should just let it go, that I should just be fine with it. And I've seen how those people react when they have their children taken away from them. I've seen how those people react when their husband leaves them and they are alone in the house. They're not fine with it. They don't take their own advice. The fact that nobody will investigate any of the crimes against me needs to be fucking spoken out about. How many hours do you think you've spent on the phone on my behalf talking to me or other places since the first day that we spoke?
I don't know, more than 100.
How many different places do you think you've called?
Dozens. And that doesn't even include all of the time trying to find things, talk to people, talk to you, go back and forth. That doesn't even touch that.
A lot of people like to give me advice that's based on their assumptions, based on pretty words that they heard once. Like a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That doesn't help me. Telling me I gotta love myself. That doesn't help this situation. That's matter of fact, assuming that I don't love myself. I am a good person. Why wouldn't I love myself? There are a lot of people out there with similar issues to me, and I protected those people. I've been illegally prevented all across the board from doing this anywhere. This is 5 years of this, ma'am. I mean, I'm glad at least through this situation, I've had one person who's been with me, and that's you. But are you seeing how no matter what, I just have to take the abuse? I'd love to move, but I've moved over 40 times. Every time it is stressful. I got to go to somewhere where I don't know anybody. I got to rely on strangers and hope they're not on meth or hope that they're not an alcoholic. And 9 times out of 10, they are. I've had to live with complete strangers. I've had to live with friends of mine that used to be sober, but by the time I got to their house, they were all fucked up on meth. I wouldn't post it on the internet if someone would do something about it. I wouldn't have to. I speak out because I'm abused. I'm not abused because I speak out.
I just sent a message to there's a email that you have to send to the ACLU. I just sent a message asking for a reply as soon as possible. And I will follow up with that. I'm also I want to call and talk to the executive director at Chapel Housing. Can I call you back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is ridiculous. I'll call you right back.
Yes, ma'am.